miss of the Barthez head from Laurent Blanc. And for the first phase of this first half of the game, I will pass you over to commentator Roger Thames.
Well, it's a long, long road to Rotterdam. Nearly 2 years of competition it's taken for just two teams to emerge for the right to be the best team in Europe. 51 countries entered the competition, and now, after 22 days of football across Holland and Belgium, 30 matches, we are just seconds away from the 11th European final. The whole idea was the brainchild of a Frenchman, Henri Delaunay. Will it be the French who become the first country to win a second title to cover up? There's a rich seam of talent throughout the French team who've played their football in Italy, but like Patrick Vieira down there, it's not always been hugely successful. They know exactly what they're up against. Zidane, of course, from Juventus, teammate of several of the Italian players who will be marking him this evening, but this is Pesotto. And Fiore makes a good break. Del Vecchio is in the middle with Del Vecchio. That was the first opening of the game. The game plan then so obvious. Fiore, the playmaker, good ball in from the right. Del Vecchio making up ground. They were uncomfortable again, and even the lanky striker.
But again, Zidane doesn't seem to have touched the ball for minutes. Where is he? Here he is. There you are, you see, on cue. Zinedine Zidane. Some call him Zizou, some even call him Zebedee. Now Henry looking to use that blistering pace of his, and he's balked, but there was no foul there, and referee Frisk, the first Swede, by the way, to referee a major final for 66 years, was firm in his judgment, and I think he was right.
Absolutely. We're back to that frustration. The statistics here, which we're presented with, are constantly keeping track of every ball that's played here on our computer. Italy have had 54% of the possession, and they've won all their games with a maximum of 45% in any of the previous ones. They're not used to the luxury of all this ball.
It might rattle them. I wonder what to do with it. Deschamps has flicked it out towards Henry, and Cannavaro plays it off him. Cannavaro is desperate to go on holiday. We all know that he's got a yacht moored down in Naples Bay, and he's rather keen to go on his holidays. And it's a bit of a nuisance, all this football going on.
He wants to go to France, I'm told, though.
Apparently he's got a booking, hasn't he, to take him all the way there. To the Côte d'Azur. What a very nice place to go to. And another free kick here against Desailly on Del Vecchio. The Rock, they call him, Desailly. Lifted in by Totti. Blanc and Desailly, a formidable barrier, just as Giuliano here and Nestor are at the other end of the field. At the De Kuip Stadium in Rotterdam. Rather a wayward pass that time. He didn't really look up and see where he was putting it, Cannavaro, so he's gifted the ball to Djorkaeff, then to Zidane. But nothing's happening for Zidane at the moment, and even that little ball he played there wasn't of his normal quality, but France do have a free kick. I think it's fair to say the game needs a goal. 28 minutes gone, and neither Barthez nor Toldo has been extended as yet. Deschamps, Zidane. Patrick Vieira, another who's been kept very quiet in the game. We've seen none of those surging runs of his that are to his trademark. Dugarry's got this one in, and Dugarry will push it into the foot of Henry, who was very tightly marked by Giuliano. No more than he expected, I'm sure. So Thuram tries to find Djorkaeff. Bit of French possession here, but Zidane will do well to keep this in play. But at least they did have the ball there for at least 60 seconds, I reckon.
I think the crucial factor at the moment is Albertini and Di Biagio, who basically are winning the battle against Deschamps and Vieira, hands down at the moment. Di Biagio has just got stronger and stronger. And Deschamps there, very concerned about Del Vecchio as well. is finding it really difficult, and Vieira, as you said, has not made any of those familiar runs.
I don't think we should be too surprised by this. The Italians have never been behind in a game. And now, we do get Desailly storming up to the opposition half. And then as soon as Dugarry plays it, in steps the excellent Nesta, who was voted man of the match in one of the Italians' games on the way here. Now, he's not been up into this uncharted waters before. No free kick, just sterling work at the back by Lizarazu. But look, Zidane's having to come so deep to get involved. Now Vieira will find Henry. And there are 7 white shirts around Henry, and he's made something of this, and he's got a free kick out of Di Biagio. This will be the first yellow card of the afternoon. And the Inter Milan midfield player is cautioned because he brought the man down from behind. He was cautioned in the last match too, Di Biagio. But Henry there was simply surrounded by white shirts, and that's a justifiable caution.
They did admit they're scared of Henry's pace, and the first time he's really got running, they were piling in on him.
Half an hour gone in Rotterdam, and France has a free kick here with the scores deadlocked. And you look for Laurent Blanc to supplement the attackers in these sort of situations. Not the easiest of angles for Djorkaeff to size up his options, really. And again, predictably, 11 shirts back there. The goalkeeper plus 10 in white. He's still bobbling around, and there might be a shooting chance. For a moment, a little disorganisation in the Italian ranks, and it's not often you say that. Well, the ball was bobbling around disconcertingly for them. The French unable to take advantage. There's the throw, which is met by the head of Nesta.
Just about to say then, John, as we saw against Holland, that if the organisation fails, they are not too proud to just throw themselves at the ball.
Guess the other nation, Germany, who've won it 3 times. Here goes Lizarazu now. Again, a sound challenge on him. The thing about this Italian side is they all defend and they all attack. It's Pesotto attempting to attack now in company with Totti. A little flick ball here, and Del Vecchio fails to get the better of Desailly, but the ball spins out for a goal kick anyway. Del Vecchio has a little bit of a go at the referee's assistant. Lethal strong shot. France just getting hold of the ball a little better, creating more chances for themselves. They have to do. Here is Djorkaeff. Dugarry. And didn't look up there. As a result, he just passed the ball to Maldini. It got nowhere near Henry. And Maldini has played it through. Del Vecchio needs a good bounce of the ball. There's a shout for a handball, and Totti whips this one across the face of the French goal. Some of the French fans, I think, thought there that Del Vecchio had handled the ball in his little confrontation with Blanc. It was off the shoulder as much as anything. Referee Frisk side Henry in a number of games here, much to the surprise of many French pundits. Well spotted by Di Biagio, but Zinedine Zidane again just hadn't read it. His performance almost is on a par with Ronaldo's in that infamous World Cup final at the moment, Zidane. Here goes Henry, he's onside and he's taken out by Cannavaro, and yes, referee Frisk will reach for that yellow card again. And the second Italian caution of the day. They're never worried about getting bookings. Cannavaro follows Di Biagio into referee Frisk's book, and justifiably so again. Henry is the one person here on the French side who looks as though he's got enough artillery to trouble the Italians.
Having said that, it's a free kick in a crucial position, and Zidane is still yet to make his mark on this game. Here's a chance for him.
He did score with a blistering free kick against Spain. Now, can he suddenly find his old craft? Well, it's a good try. It had about a foot too much loft on it. And the referee is having to sort things out here, because there were 1 or 2 unsavoury incidents inside the penalty area. He's a very vocal referee, is Anders Frisk. He's having words with Desailly, amongst others, and he's chasing down the field, actually. Blanc. And his eyes are raised to the heavens, Anders Frisk. He's never ever refereed Italy before today. He only refereed France for the first time against Holland. Now, it's difficult. Oh, yeah, you see Desailly there. Well, I tell you, if the referee and his assistant...
That's a major problem. And there's going to be a change as well, I think, for... Well, we never thought France were going to manage one. 4 minutes of stoppage time were added on, and we were in the fourth of that when Sylvain Wiltord treated us to even more drama at these outstanding championships. As the French would say in gambling, faites vos jeux, make your mind up. Who will emerge the winner now? Del Piero may well be ruining those two missed chances now. They fell into classic Del Piero positions, but he didn't manage to put either of them away. If that had been the case, the Italians will be running around the DeKalb Stadium with that famous trophy. The brainchild of a Frenchman, Henri Delaunay. Will it return to French property now?
I just wonder at this moment what the Dutch are thinking, because they had such a glorious golden opportunity to be here playing in this final the other night, when we're considering the prospect here of golden goals and extra time. That went to extra time, and those two missed penalties by Frank de Boer and Patrick Kluivert, plus the ones in the shootout. Well,
flags,
that really did.
Flags up on the near side there.
That really did the other night rob Holland of a chance of...
You cannot blame Trezeguet for wanting to follow up, and Toldo got the boot in the face. A little bit of rough treatment there.
A la Dugarry.
Absolutely.
It's impossible to say which way it's going to go, but what we do know is that both sides are literally going to go for the jugular, never mind physically.
Well, they are giving blood for the cause.
But it's an appropriate final, isn't it? France and Italy, two of the great powers in the game, and showing us just why. And two well-supported nations as well, giving us a terrific atmosphere here in Rotterdam. So a fitting climax to the championships as a whole. And I think that they've lifted the name of football. We're just talking about the various countries around the world who are interested in this match and in the championship as a whole. And it's good that the football's been as excellent as it has, because the profile of the sport has been lifted.
The UEFA Technical Study Group that has been monitoring all the football here, chaired by Andy Roxburgh, the former Scottish manager, has said it's been a triumph for the Latin countries, for Italy, for France, for Portugal, maybe not quite so much for Spain, but he said that they've invested really heavily in youth programs, they've developed their football structures, and the players that have come through have really proved that. And by criticism at the same time, he said that unlike Germany and England, who've really neglected that side of their game, it's been the southern European countries, shall we call them, who've really emerged with skill and with technique allied to the power and the commitment that the game has always demanded.
I think there are going to be a few late-night parties tonight. The way this game is progressing at the moment, it's obviously going to be a late finish here. It's gone 10 o'clock in the evening, and a lengthy stoppage here, but one that is justifiable because of the injury to Toldo. Players cannot play when there is blood seeping from any part of the body. And the blood that is having to be stemmed from Toldo's nose, well, I think he's giving his annual donation.
Everyone waiting for parties to celebrate. We were rather hoping to have our own, and I'm quite prepared to hang on for this.
That's just what I was thinking of, but I'm very prepared to hang on as well here. Dino's off in good, cheerful mood, isn't he, on the touchline? I said he's not the most flamboyant of characters, but it's nice to see that he's taking it all very calmly, just like us.
Still, it's anybody, and this one goes right down to the wire.
They are led proudly by their goalkeeper, Fabien Barthez. A great character, shortly to join Manchester United and to enrich the Premier League in England. Christophe Dugarry.
You think of that fantastic save Barthez made in the semi-final. That was a real turning point in that game. They've all played their part when it's come to it.
On the quarter-final against Spain from the Mendieta header. Frank Leboeuf, who has hardly featured here. Emmanuel Petit's forgotten his fever, which kept him out of the starting lineup. Perez, who laid on the goal, were on the canvas. Bernard Lamar, the reserve goalkeeper, who has just played the one match here. Lilian Thuram, the second goalkeeper, Ulrich Rame. Thierry Henry, scorer of 3 goals here, just as he was scorer of 3 in the World Cup finals as well. They always do this. We have a procession of the players and then the cup is finally handed over. But Trezeguet is the man there who has won the European Championships for the French. And you really do feel this is a wonderful moment for Laurent Blanc, number 5 in the line behind Desailly.
Real experience in this team. Remember, 650.
They have illuminated a quite magnificent footballing competition. Their stars have been Zidane and Henry, Thuram and now Trezeguet, because France are the new European champions as well as the world champions.
And you couldn't deny it to them, could you? They played the game in the way that we want to see it played in the new millennium, in the new century. I'm sure that Euro 2000 will set national associations and club managers and footballers throughout Europe thinking and saying, this is the way we need to play the game. This is the sort of drama, not just in terms of the winning of it, but the way the whole tournament has been played. But you cannot take it away from the French. And after a climax like that, who would want to, apart from those desperate, desperate Italians?
It's a thundering finale with glitter and shred cannons, paper fireworks, effects, inflatables. The closing act of Euro 2000, and the scenes of celebration belong to the French and to every single one of their 22 players who have contributed to this glorious moment in the nation's history.
So I'm sure I speak well as well, but for both of us it's been our pleasure to describe these scenes to you throughout